they may not be there yet. So you need to ensure that you
Kahit na 4 na litro lang.
grow with them, to lead them to become at least qualified to be a come and follow disciple, so that they can start to learn, to go into be with me, to disciple others. Understand? Clear? This is why, remember, later you need to start a model basic accountability group or come and follow group first thing you need to do, right? Remember? So when you go back, remember, firstly, think who are the people you can challenge them to be committed to want to develop as an effective intention disciples. If they say yes, I want to, you say okay, you then need to commit with me, I'm the pastor or the elder, whatever. Okay, for at least 9 months to journey, use the DBS method to learn and relearn how to really become that kind of a disciple. Yeah? For at least 9 months. That is called modeling. One person modeling. I say now, I go back to my church, and all of you are my church leaders. And I say, yeah, these are the people I want to challenge. So I firstly need to share and teach with you what I learned from this course. Right? About what kind of church are we now? Are we a institutional church, whatever church? No, we have to do something. We cannot be like that. We need to be intention disciple making church. So are you committed with me? I will train you how to become a really effective disciple and disciple maker. And they say, yes. Okay, you sign a covenant with me. I am committed to meet with me once a week or once in 2 weeks for the next 9 months, so that I can become at least an effective come and follow disciple. Because you share with them the 4 phases of Jesus, that they understand it's time. Okay, starting maybe next month, we start this group. Okay, it's called a model follow me group. Yeah, you are the leader because you attended this course. You understand, so you can start, and you understand the DBS method. You can use the DBS method. Of course, you can use other curriculum, or but this is already given to you, so very easy. You have all the come and see and come and follow scripture reading. You can take different topic, okay, to start a DBS group. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay, that's very clear. The first thing you do. So, during this first 9 months in your church, don't try to do too much. Spend time with your leaders. The church activity can carry on, but this is very important. You must dedicate once a week or so to meet up and start this syllabus and start the DBS with all of you for 9 months. Okay. I will model for you how to do that kind of disciple making group, how to use DBS, and you look at me as an example how to do this group. Maybe after 2-3 months I will say, okay, you can facilitate, I watch you. Then after 1 month, you everybody have practice in the 9 months how to do it in a group. And this group is supposed to be a closed group, right? You don't bring people, just this group. Okay, no more new people, okay? This is called a model group. The model group will not continue forever. The model group will finish after the period, maybe 9 months. After that, this group will stop. Because then all of you are qualified already. We will see how we now will lead all the other church members in this same model. Right? How do I know who should go under come and see? Who should come under follow me group or be with me group? That's when you do the spiritual evaluation journey survey. You understand? Because when you do the survey, you begin to realize, there are 10% in be with me group, 60% maybe in the follow me group, and 30% in the come and see group. Okay? Then you group them, ask them please join. Now change the old church way of doing it. We will start new group. Okay, this is called the come and see phase, and 20 of you, because I see your survey, you all in come and see first, we will form 2 groups. 20 is too many, maybe 2 groups of come and see. Oh, you have 40 of you on come follow me group, then you will form maybe 4 groups, right? 4 groups, and then be with me. Next question, who is going to lead this group? That's where after you have trained your leaders for 9 months, you can put them there. You lead one group, you lead another group, you lead one, follow me, you lead the next one. Because I now have leaders, and all of you are qualified, you know what to do, you understand the idea of what is needed to be with me, come and see disciple, be with me, come follow me, disciple, be with me. You already understand. You have the transformation, you understand, okay, you need to develop all these things, right? And so therefore you are qualified to lead the group. Understand? Up to this point, clear or not? The process. You must understand the process. Any question? It's okay to ask question. So start your model group so that you can produce disciple making leaders. At the end of this 9 months or 12 months, or just before you finish, you can do a survey of your whole church to know where they are in their spiritual level. Then you know how many groups for each of the 4 phases, right? By which time your leaders are ready. They have gone through with you 9 months, right? You can start deploying them to lead each. Otherwise, you don't have. You one person, how can you lead so many? You cannot. Yeah? So then you are able to deploy. Yeah? And you can use DBS method, whatever curriculum, to do the different phase discipleship, small group. Understand? Okay. So that's the reason why the first level is you must first gather a group of committed and competent leaders, even though they may not functionally qualify yet, to train them to qualify. Yeah? And you must make them all committed to the group because it's serious. They must sign and say, I'm committed to it. Stay with the group for 9 months so that I can grow to become that kind of a disciple-making disciple. Yeah? Understand? Level 2 is when you are having this group, you can also start developing your recipe, your description of what is in the phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4. Your leaders also need to know, right? So the shortcut to this is to look at the sample given to you and see you agree you want to change anything. Your leaders can discuss, which phase 1, what are the things you want to change in terms of the sample, and you can then use it. You don't have to start from first principle discussion. It takes too long to come up with your recipe. You can use a sample for a start. You can get your own recipe, call your own, whatever church, discipleship process handbook. And they have all this. This becomes the reference not only for you, also for your other leaders, even when they are being trained in the model feedback. You understand? So this is the second building block. Third building block is where you ensure that all your leaders here are trained, okay? And instead of putting them to lead groups before they are trained, don't do that. Start the model back, make sure they're all qualified, trained, understand, okay? So that you can build this third building block, which is already what I mentioned just now. Of course, then you must have what kind of curriculum will you use? One curriculum you can use is the DBS method. Yeah, which is very simple, easy to use. That's why we're spending so much time sharing this. So you go and buy books, you know what books to use for phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4. But if you have your own material you want to use, also can. It's up to you. Yeah? Okay? So I think curriculum is taken care of already. The fifth building block is to put the infrastructure in place in terms of how you look at the different aspect of your church. Remember, we're not talking about individual disciple making. We're talking about the whole church. The whole church is very messy, very complex. There are many, many components to the church. You need to understand how to make sure all these components fit into the mainstream. That's why you need to relook at your structure to give different meaning to what you are already doing. But making sure that now the structure is intentional in disciple making. That's why you need this to understand the infrastructure. Later, I'm going to share with you how to look at this infrastructure. Right? Some of them you are already doing. Your Sunday worship, your Sunday school, but then how do you look at it differently? Alright? Okay. And to train your leaders to look at this differently as well. When you have finished the fifth building block, then you can start involving the whole congregation. This is where just now what I told you, when the leaders are trained, you can have your survey, you can break into the different discipleship group, change the whole group into discipleship group, and deploy your leaders to lead each of these groups. Okay. This is the building block number 6. Yeah? And the goal is to get 60 to 75% of your members joining all these discipleship groups. Huh? Okay. Why not 100%? Remember I told you before, not possible. There's no perfection. There's some who will not join for different reasons. Because they are staying very far, they don't want to be committed. Because if you're not committed, you cannot join, right? Or they are not ready, or they are just seekers, whatever. Huh? So you cannot get out. But if you can get about 60 to 75, I think you are there. You are doing quite well. Right? But whatever percentage you have is okay, start first. Sometimes when you start and the rest find that it's so good, everybody is growing, they also want to join. You will attract them. Right? And finally, when you have done that, you can begin to do the E1 and E2. What Dr. Liu has just said, begin to look for men of peace outside of a church where they can draw new unbelievers, and you can start a new come and see face outside of the church, outside of those who already know. You understand? You see the flow? Okay. If you cannot remember what I said, when you go back, just look back at this one. Okay? Okay, right? Any question? Am I clear? Which means it may take you a year or more to begin to see this whole thing come into place. There is no instant noodle, instant coffee. Right? It takes time. It takes commitment. It takes your effort to move the church. Yeah. So yes.
And the foundation needs to strengthen first, or else you will find yourself doing it around, right?
Yeah. To produce first layer of disciple makers. You don't have that, you cannot multiply. You cannot change your whole church because you cannot lead every group. You need your team to lead the group. Understand? Yes.
So for those 9 to 12
Yes, training. And after that, this group will finish. You won't repeat again. This is a model, one-time group.
Oh.
No more. You won't have to spend another 9 months with another group. You have no time for that. You have no time for this. Okay? After that, no more. This model group, all of you become leaders. It's like, okay, you are supposed to start leading new groups already. Understand? Okay. There might be some dropout. That means now if all of you are in my model group, yeah, but even after finishing, maybe 2 of you will not want to continue. Drop out. It's okay. You cannot get 100%. But you still have quite a lot you can use. You understand? Because some of them after going through this say, no, Pastor, I don't want to lead a small group, I want to do something else outside of the church. Okay. You cannot do anything.
So when you say a model group, so that model